Hey guys, this is a video on how to pull the data that is submitted by our employees that are using the workflows on the new PAH app. If I just did a video on how to submit some data specifically for the management team on how to request follow-up from the billing department. If you've not watched the video that's about how to submit the workflow that requests account follow-up from the billing department, stop watching this video and go watch that first. You're going to need that as background. Now, this video is specifically about how, on the other end of that workflow, to pull the data that people have submitted and how to follow up on it and how to feed back to them in this system what action has been taken or what information they need to know. All of you, even though only Lucy and Amber and possibly Patrick and maybe Nicole need to know about how to access the information off of the dashboard here for billing inquiries, all of you are going to have workflows assigned to you. And so all of you are going to need to pay attention to this video because no matter which workflow you have assigned to you, you're going to access the information that people submit to that workflow the same way. Workflows are just anything on the app that is in that question answer format that is not a quiz. So when people request new keys to the clinics, when they request first keys to the clinics, they'll be submitting that via workflow. When they order scrubs, they'll be submitting that through a workflow. When they tell us about an IT issue, all of those are workflows. All of you will have different ones assigned to you. For example, Nicole's going to be taking care of ordering the keys when we get employees that need them. Sam will be handling the order forms or the orders for scrubs just like she does now, except she'll be getting that information through the app and managing it through the app. So as you can see, once you get down here, all of these categories are kind of laid out how they are in the app. Now, there's going to be things in here you don't recognize because I haven't published them yet. And then there's some things that not everybody has, although I believe the management team has everything that everybody else has. But for example, the management team section of our app, which is right here, the other employees can't see that whatsoever. Now, since that workflow that we're going to be looking at today was published under the management team heading, we're going to click on that. Basically, wherever it's published on the app, it's going to be found on the dashboard. So if you've got, for example, employee queries has the scrub order form and the keys on it. And so if you were going to check for who you need to order keys for or who's been ordering scrub, you would go into employee queries. Now, on the management team portion of the app, we've got several workflows active, and they'll all be listed right here. You can see, we can submit our PH purchase receipts. That workflow is here. That's new as of tonight. The PH training and announcements, which is literally where this video will be posted to, is on that workflow. Management data, like the collections data I've got up there. Issues to be addressed by management is up there. And then reporting a patient account issue, which I'm going to change that title. Basically, it means requesting billing follow-up on a patient account issue. That's where we want to go. So we're going to click on that. And once you click on it, you can confirm that you're in the right place by the way, some of these have multiple sections, right? Like I could say request a billing follow-up on account issue, and then I could have another workflow that says request Megan to review and approve a write-off or whatever. And that could go right under this. But to see the workflow, oops, I didn't mean to click add new. We'll do that in a second video. To see the workflow that you need to see, so just click on it again, even if it's the only one. You'll know you're in the right place because when you hit the preview button, you can confirm that it's exactly what's being shown on the phone. And yeah, when this pulls up, you'll be able to see it's the same form that I did the other video on, so we're definitely in the right place. Now, great thing about this app is that we can see how many people it's been published to. I've got 11 managers that I published it to. The specific function because our basic frontline employees don't need it. So it's basically the executive team, HUDAC, and managers and billing managers, and my husband. And then you can see how many people have submitted forms. We're going to want to see 100% after a couple of days of issuing policies this way. Because even though policies aren't workflows because they aren't question and answer format, we still have the same data in here, which is what makes this piece of software or this app platform, I should say, so powerful. Now you can see up here, you've got 3 entries and they have all been made. If you look, let's keep going so you guys can see what it looks like. Spoiler alert by me to set this up for the training. So you can see down here under the status who has and hasn't submitted forms. Now I just wanted to make a quick note. Everyone should be checking their workflows weekly once you have a workflow assigned to you. But let's say that you've been out of town and you just got back. You need to change the date up here to capture the other forms. Otherwise, you're only going to see forms that were submitted in the last week. Now, to see the entries, you just double click on that. And by the way, these are also emailed to you. I've tried to set up all the workflows so that if you are responsible for workflow, you get an emailed copy every time an entry is made. You're going to still need to go in here and pull them here to work them because of statuses and notes. And we'll talk about that in just a second. So when I click on the workflows, you saw it brought up this 3 entries that were made. Hang on, it's populating. Okay. Now, this is auto-populated anytime somebody submits a form as first and last name of the person who submitted it, date and time, which is why I'm going to take that off of some of the forms that it's already on because it's redundant. Then you can see this is all of the categories of information that I had on that form: account number, date of service, all of that good stuff. And then over here are the images. Now, if I was to click on any one of these, let's see. Let me quit using my hands so y'all can see my mouse. I just clicked on this anywhere. Oops, and made it go away because I clicked on it twice. Okay, if I click on that anywhere, you can see the hard copy of this form like as a PDF. See all of this good stuff. And you can see right there the image. So if you want to work on it that way, you can. Now, let's pretend y'all didn't see that. If you scroll down here, this is the part that I want to go over. So let's say Amber and Lucy have read each line. And by the way, I filled out the statuses on these and these notes as if I were Lucy or Amber. This would normally just be blank, like this middle one is. Let's say they read all this and they see that, yes, on this one specifically, this question was, does someone from billing need to follow up with you? There's a lot of things we submit that we don't need billing to follow up with us on. Like we can say, hey, this patient requested a refund, or hey, I need this credit. I saw this credit and can we apply it to this debt? With those things, we would say, no, we don't need billing follow-up, but billing would still change the status to done once they finished it, right? So they more so for themselves than the employees, honestly, and for me. So we know what's been worked and what hasn't. On things that need follow-up, though, they can change it where you've requested follow-up, or just other workflows that just naturally need follow-up, but in the form of notes, they can add notes here, and then that goes directly to the employee. So let's look at this one right here. Let me click on this again. And so, by the way, you can type these notes in right here. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, you can type them in right here, and you can change the status right here, or you can open it up right here. And by the way, okay, so those noises you guys hear, that is my phone telling me that somebody, oops, y'all probably can't see it because it's in reverse. It's telling me that somebody has both added a comment to the workflow and also updated the status. This only goes to the person that submitted it. So we'll look at that some more in just a second. But let's say that I'm Lucy and I'm working this workflow and I pulled this claim and I pulled the EOB just like was requested in the note, and I found out that the patient doesn't owe the money, the insurance does. And I've been asked to let me know, and I asked her to let me know what the status was on this. And so she has not only changed it to done because she refiled the claim, and so no further action needs to be taken, but she's also put a note in here so that I know what's going on. That note then will show up on my phone. And actually, let's see if I can show you guys what that looks like, but not in reverse on my phone. I did a really quick video if I can get it to pull up. Okay, we may have to just look at it on my phone. I don't want to take forever. So just so you guys get the sense. So I got the notification, right, that said that somebody had updated the status. When I click on that notification, it basically takes me to here. Here's my notifications, right? If I click on that notification, it takes me to the form that I submitted, the bottom part of it. And then if I go down here and I click to see status and notes, then I can see the status update and I can see the note. So think about when you've got somebody who's said, who's ordered scrubs. You could change the status that to the scrub order has been submitted when it's in the process of coming, and then change it again when the scrub order has arrived at the clinic. And then Sam, you could add a status note that says, hey, I've delivered these scrubs, or I've had these scrubs delivered to the Plano location and you can pick them up. I've put them in this drawer or whatever. And so that's a great way to feed back information directly to our employees without having to then go outside this app and, send an email or go into Entergy and do tasks. It keeps it in a closed system. So that was what I wanted to show you guys on that. And then if you want to, you can also work these on an Excel spreadsheet. That's going to be really helpful for those of you who have a bunch to work at one time and you don't want to keep this open, but you'll come back and add notes to this later. I already put this in Excel so we could see it fairly quickly. Let's see. Oops. I put it into Google Sheets, I think. Yeah. So it's just the same information, but it's in an Excel format. And the only thing that you guys will have to remember is if you're working your workflows off of this and statuses and notes are required, that you'll need to go back into Connect Team and update those for the, oops. And then if you go back to the app, I feel like I'm forgetting to show you all one thing. Oh, all of these are emailed to you, or I've tried to set it up that way. If you're not getting emails and you're in charge of a workflow, let me know. So I just wanted to show you guys what that looks like. You get an email that looks like this. If it says Megan Haywood completed request account follow-up in the subject line, basically says that again down here. If this was Elvia requesting ordering scrubs, it would say Elvia Ramirez has completed the scrub order form. And then you can choose if you want to look at it in a PDF or the dashboard. So we've looked at the dashboard. Let's look at PDF. Actually, I'm going to go over here. This is what the PDF looks like. I love this. It's so straightforward, so organized, and look, your photo's right there. So when you guys submit your receipts now, you'll do that to Hudak for your credit card purchases. You'll do that through the Connect Team app, and you can just take a picture of your credit card receipt, and then he gets this form, and you don't ever have to do another thing. You don't have to write an email about it. You don't have to send him a picture. It's already done. Okay, so that's the end of the video on how to work with these forms. With how to check these workflows, excuse me. There will be several other videos about this app. Remember, you can clock in and out of the app when you're watching them so that you can get paid for your time, and I definitely recommend that you guys do that and just kind of buckle in. There's going to be